Hi. Happy Thursday. That's it. That's all I have to say. Actually, today's a pretty interesting day. Because this is the day after the new Steam hardware got announced. Anno 117 came out. The new Arc Raiders update is out today. I'm sure there's some other gaming news, but I mean, overall, it's a pretty interesting day for news. I can tell you that for sure. Hold on a sec. That's weird. my mom asked if I tried to call her. I'm like, no, I just started a stream. I didn't just try to call you. I'm sure she'll pop in here. Oh yeah, I should probably mention what we're doing today too. We are going to... Hold on. Consolidate the base input mappings. I'm going to make a basic temp widget for when an item is grabbed so that we know the controls. Because even right now, it's like, it's a lot of controls. It's basically like the entire left side of the keyboard. And if we can, just check out making a crouch. I've never made a crouch before. So we'll try a crouch. Apparently it's rather easy. It's kind of relatively built into the character movement component. So we'll try it. I don't have like an animation for it. I don't know if there's a built-in animation. Probably not. I actually don't know. I don't know. We'll check it out. Let's start with consolidating the base input mappings, because right now I think the game tries to add like 3 by default that we might not need. There's one for the physical interaction that I'm just going to leave there because we are still work in progress with that. Then there's this one. Default and mouse look. I'd like to consolidate those two into just like basic character movement. But I want to see what input actions are in there. Default mouse look. Jump move look. Okay, so this has gamepad support set up for it too. I'm not going to worry about gamepad support yet. We will need to when the time comes, but that is the time will not come for a long time. But I might. No, let's move this over. Character movement, actions. I'll make a new mapping. You can either do that or just move the mouse look over to default. Let's just do that. This has a negate modifier. Hey, are you excited for Steam Machine and Steam Frame? Yeah, I saw those yesterday. I saw all 3 of them. Although, it was like late at night. It was right as I was coming home. Well, actually, so there were a lot of things. Another thing I missed yesterday was Unreal 5.7 came out, which I do want to migrate our project over to. And have downloaded. This was announced, these new 3 pieces of hardware. And then the Arc Raiders update is going to be out today too. Crazy day. We got a lot to talk about. My initial impressions are this. So Steam controller is interesting. I mean, if I bought one, I would, use it for development. I don't think I would use it otherwise, just because I have a PlayStation 5 controller. The benefit of the Steam controller is like really good out of the box support for Steam input, and it's likely going to have just, pretty much plug and play functionality with most games on Steam. That's a great thing. An Xbox controller kind of already does that, to be honest. Steam Machine is really good entry level PC for people looking to play casual to mid-core games in terms of fidelity. But it doesn't seem super powerful. Not a bad thing, but I think that the price is going to determine how people feel about it. In my opinion, $400. $500, pushing it. Anything above $500, not worth it. Yeah, I don't think the Steam controller is bad. I just don't have a use for it. But it is very much built for people who would be using like the Steam Machine, or want to sit back on their couch and play, which is not me, but it is a lot of people. Steam Frame is interesting though, and I don't know what the cost of that is going to be, but it looks like VR and AR capable headset. But again, I think price is going to be the big dictator here. For people that are already interested in like doing VR AR stuff, they probably already have a headset. And for people that don't have one yet, this is going to need to have some features, or price point, or comfort point, or all of the above that make it adoptable. We'll see. I mean, this is not the first time that Steam has tried to make a console. Let's put it that way. This is the third time that Steam has tried to make a console, if my memory serves. And I'm not super sold on the design of this yet, but I would need to feel it to make my mind up. PSP with dude, I miss the PSP. That was a good system. It's 100 grams lighter than Quest 3 and more powerful. And we don't know its price yet. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I think that these are all kind of built to be used together for people that aren't looking to play serious hardcore games, which is the majority of the market, actually. The PlayStation killer. I think if anything, it's an Xbox killer, but to be honest, Xbox kind of killed itself. What I do like about the cube, the Gabe cube, is is just the fact that it's a PC. Like literally, it's like, yeah, it's underneath the hood, underneath our operating system, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to destroy the operating system and put Windows on it? Go ahead. And that makes it very nice for people that are looking to for like enthusiasts, modders. Gabe undercuts the competition. You could grab a significant market share. Potentially. I mean, Steam, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be an analyst in this case. I don't think this is going to win over console users. I think it could win over console users. Not like 100%, but This is Xbox's replacement. This is saying, well, your Xbox games are already on PC, but now here are more games that you can play on PC. Don't like the hassle of a PC, plug this in, here's a controller to go with it. You've just, quadrupled your game library, minimum. So, and if you were already playing games on Steam, you just have it here in the console. Don't need to buy them again. Or you know how to pirate games, or you want to install some emulators. You can do that too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm underthinking it. I need to sit on it with my brain a little bit. But I don't dislike the Steam machine, but I do think that price is going to determine everything. And if it is $400, I think it's the golden point for it. But unlike PlayStation and Xbox, which made money off of their games and sold their consoles at a loss, I don't think that Valve can afford... Well, maybe Valve can afford to do that because of the 30% cut they take. So maybe 400 bucks. Steam console, yeah, pretty much. It's basically just like a mini PC, actually. Mini PC in a really small form factor. With a pretty nice design, to be fair. Looks like a little mini fridge. But it's pretty small. Yeah, PlayStation doesn't have as many exclusives anymore, which is pretty sad. I loved the PS3, PS4 era of exclusives for PlayStation. Dude, the fucking banana. Of course they have to do a banana for scale. That's pretty funny. I didn't notice that last night. But it is pretty small. Customizable front plates. I would be super interested just to like open this thing up and see what it looks like underneath the hood. But I can just watch a YouTube video for that. But I think, you know, this is a strong point for it. Yes, Steam Machine is optimized for gaming, but it's still your PC. Install your own apps or even another operating system. Who are we to tell you how to use your computer? So I think it's a pretty interesting computer choice for people that just want to buy super small form factor, reasonably powerful computer and then just fuck around with it. Quiet fan. Yeah, did they show like the decibels? I don't know if they did. Still though, yeah. No, it's nice. I mean, this CPU is kind of... It's a bit like low to mid-range CPU. It's not going to run CPU-intensive games, in my opinion. At least not without... Well... It's not the greatest. The GPU is not horrible, though. Yeah, it has... Well, PS5 has upscaling, too. The thing is, like, you can't really upscale to gain better CPU performance. GPU, yes, but CPU, no. I'd be curious, though. I really want to see what this looks like inside, because it depending on how this is installed, it says semi-custom. It's not an APU. So it's not improbable that you could just pull the CPU out and throw your own CPU in. And honestly, if you could do that, you could just upgrade this CPU with another $200-300 AMD CPU. And you'd have a pretty powerful little thing here. Depends on the power supply, though. I don't know what the power supply is. I don't know. I'm sure people are going to mod the shit out of this thing. What they can do is make a new console and force developers to optimize. Well, they did mention... Where did they put it? That they're going to have Steam Machine verified. I wonder if I can request a Steam Machine early. I'm going to check. I cannot. I can request a Steam frame. I have no use for a Steam frame. But I cannot request a Steam machine yet. Hmm. So it is interesting. It is very interesting. If I had the money, I would buy one just to fuck around with it. Okay, I need the mouse look on here. Did anybody buy the new Anno 117? Yeah, the new Pax Romana. It looked pretty fun, but I'm just curious if anybody here has played it directly. Most of the reviews that I've seen that are bad are like people who don't know that they needed to make a Ubisoft account, and their multiplayer is pretty buggy right now, but if you're just playing single player, apparently the game is perfect and great. I didn't really see any reviews on the front here about the actual game itself and gameplay. Let me leave a bad review. No, I saw some gameplay and it looked pretty fun, but it is using Denuvos, so I can't do my own at-home testing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I've already spent too much on games, so I'll just leave that for a sale, I guess. The specs were slightly better than PS5, just so I could rub it in the faces of PlayStation fanboys. Well, the PlayStation, so it's hard to judge a custom APU spec versus what appears to be a slightly custom non-APU setup. Like, if you tried to spend the same amount of money or buy similar parts to the PS5 and put them into a PC, it is not going to run as well as the PS5. Consoles are still extremely good quality and output for what you're paying in for. And there's no PC that can match that for the same price point. Okay, I want to take out the mouse, look for the controller. We don't need this either. I'll just squeeze those together. A Nexus video? What, are people already being able to test the Steam machine? It's not out yet though, is it? They didn't like send out early reviews? Yeah, I forgot about that. Just all the different times Valve has tried to launch the exact same thing. Oh yeah, I remember their original controllers too. The original Steam controller. The Steam Link. I don't know anybody who bought a Steam Link. I remember this too. Maybe this time it'll work. I don't know. They have a lot of fuck around money. I can tell you that. Okay, that should... Oh, my... My mouse looking is wrong. Because we only want to negate the Y. That's better. Oh. Oh. The, see the widget there? The widget didn't fully turn off. I wonder if that's because I just stop it ticking, but I don't tell it to turn off the widget entirely. That's an easy fix. Yeah, I think that must be it. It hasn't fully turned off the widget, but it stops ticking, so of course it just, you know, stops at whatever opacity it's currently at. I'll just fix that right now. Steam Deck is awesome. I really would like to test a Steam Deck. I only know one person that had one and he liked it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't done their market analysis, right? I don't know who their market is. If it's for people who play games at home, they tried with the Steam Link. Like, I just don't see why this would be massively beneficial, especially when it is pretty easy just to stream. I mean, I do have the benefit of living in a small apartment where I have hooked up my computer via HDMI to my TV. So whenever I need to put something on the TV, I can just do it. Maybe that's the kind of market, but then again, it's like, well, then a lot of those people just had Xboxes. If they were just looking to play some shit, they kind of had that. I don't know who their market is. Yeah, we just need to set its visibility when out of range. I should fix that problem. Console gamers who always wanted to play PC games, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Xbox literally didn't turn it off, have the Steam library available on Xbox? Didn't they do something like that? And most of those games are already on console. Like, take a look at what specifically the capabilities of this hardware are. I just don't know if there were a lot of people looking to play some massive backlog of games that weren't available on an Xbox. And it's not the most powerful thing in the world. I wonder if is that delegate even getting called? Custom out of range end event. I mean, this should be getting called. I think I see the issue. Showed it before. That is weird that grabbing it makes it be considered out of range, though. Wait, Xbox has Steam? I swear they did something like that. Xbox officially adds Steam library integration. So I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It might just be the Xbox app. Clearly they've done their market research and have come to the conclusion that this is a good business idea. This is the wrong event that I put this on. There's two, like, whether we can it's within interactable range and whether it's within pickup range. This is the wrong one. We want this one. And yet it still didn't work. What the fuck? I even know what the issue is. Well, I want to get... Maybe we don't fire a call for that. No, I'm nearly 100% sure we do. Item out of pickup range. Update tick on actor and components. Item out of pickup range. Maybe we should just update the tick at the end. Let's see if this actually gets fired. I wonder if there's a slight... delay or discrepancy between the out of range and in range. No, maybe it is just the tick. I'll try it. Can't hurt anything. still isn't doing it, dude. Just make the widget fucking invisible. What are you doing? That's why I wanted to disable the tick first. Like, stop it from ticking to stop it from updating, and then run the BPI call. What are we doing? I mean, we'll see. They've tried to make this thing before. I don't know how many people are going to adopt it. Consider the Steam Deck has been popular because mobile is popular. This is not mobile. And at-home consoles are not the most common, and most of the games that people would be playing if it's trying to reach out to a casual to mid-core audience, they're already on console that people might already own. I don't know if adoption is going to be as high as you think it might be. It's possible that setting visibility on that is not... I just think it's this getting hit. Was this... You know what I think it was we had that bug with items not losing their tick once you got out of range, which inadvertently was preventing this problem from occurring. So we fixed the bug, but it just revealed that there was another bug underneath it. It's really frustrating though, even with the delay. Out of range keeps firing too. Why? It should only fire once. Where's that coming from? What's calling that? The tick. know why that's firing, but that should be... It should be resetting the available... If not valid... But interactable in range is valid. That's not correct. Something is amiss here. Have I played Baby Steps? No, I haven't played that yet. Watch some gameplay of it though. There have been like a million games that came out these past 2 months. I've only played half of them. Something is amiss here. Because yeah, if the new interactable in range is not valid, we should be resetting the interactable. I don't know why this is hooked up. I feel like this shouldn't be hooked up. But I just copied my old code from here. Maybe this was wrong too. This is weird. Crazy, only got 1,000 reviews on Steam. I think it just came out at a horrible time. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it was also a bit late to the whole weird character movement era. I don't think it's a bad game. If it had come out at a different time, especially earlier, I think it would have been super popular. But this is the trouble with following trends, is if you're too late to a trend, etc., etc. I know a lot of companies working on friend slap games, and it's like, well, okay, but you're gonna be releasing this in 2 years. Are these games still going to be this popular in 2 years? I don't know. That game invented the genre? Do gamers always care about that? Oops. I just picked it up on accident. And that prevents the out of range event from constantly firing. We still have the issue with the widget. I mean, this code was pulled a bit from Coin Pusher, which was pulled from Cauldron Chronicles. But I thought that I made it better. I don't know, this is weird. I don't know why this was hooked up this way. Because like if it's not valid, then we don't want to set the current interactable and range to something that isn't valid. I don't know. Leave that there. Figure it out later. Even though it can't tick, it shouldn't prevent events from firing. It just won't allow it to tick. But setting something to be invisible should still 100% go through. And we know we're firing this. Is the item invalid at that point? I think it is. We go through its components. We disable tick on those. I could probably make a parent component for a cleaner setup there. Because it's possible we might want some components to have tick enabled, but the others don't. Yeah, it's hitting. That's weird. Can it even be set to visible, or do we need to set the individual widget visibility? I guess visibility on the widget scene component just doesn't work. That's weird. Okay, well. Not the first time something weird like that exists. Won't be the last. Too busy making horse muscles and nanite foliage, I guess. Seems okay now. Seems okay now. I don't know. That was weird. Okay, well. Bug resolved. We consolidated the base input mappings. I want to move them over to the right folder, though, before I consider that finalized. Okay, and then our actions, we really only need these 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look is technically just gamepad. I'll move them all over. This is not relevant anymore. Nothing in there is. Although there are apparently still references. Where? I thought I deleted all those. Oh. There's that one. Might be better now. Still one reference, but a BPI touch interface. Yeah, we're deleting that anyway, so who cares? Oh, because the thumbstick actions, yeah. Delete those. Now we're good. Okay. That's done then. We need a basic temp widget for when an item is grabbed. So I think I'll just create and destroy a widget whenever you pick something up for now. Just super simple controls. Oh, and we'll also need to add fine tune movement section to test map. This is just a temporary widget. I'm not gonna make it too special. Let's do... Let's do a vertical box, horizontal, text, right align. We'll throw a size box on the vertical box. Or no, we could do it on the horizontal should size to content, or the vertical should. Doesn't really matter which one we throw it on, but I'll just throw it on the vertical. Do a width override. This will be our keybind. Or do we want to do it the other way around? Probably the other way around. We can do E. I even need two. The only reason I wanted two text boxes was because that would have mattered for right align. It doesn't really matter for left align. So no, we don't. What were our controls? They are... Well, Z to... Well, we need two sections. We need the first one is for just when you pick up the item. This will be E. Drop item E. Hold. Toss item. Toggle fine-tuning mode. And then once you're in fine-tuning, we have Q and E. Adjust yaw. W and S is the pitch. A and D. Just roll. And then we have R. Reset item rotation. Oh yeah, C and X. adjust rotation amount, or like step amount. And then we need like current step amount. And we can update that number on. We can update that number on tick. That'd be fine. And we'll just switch between these two based on whether or not we are in fine-tuning mode or not. That's my thinking. It's not performant to do what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be just fine. Maybe I'll do a multi-line text box. What does that look like? Well, it looks horrible. Here's the background, the text. Oh yeah, we do need to set this to read only. Okay, let's throw this in the corner somewhere. Bottom left is fine. Do minus 20. 20. Maybe increase the size of the font a little bit. Yeah, 10 is pretty small. Right, 12. How you doing, Jim? And that should, because of the anchoring, it should be just fine if we switch it out. I don't think I missed any controls from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, the arm length. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the arm length. Adjust item distance. Maybe not the most correct thing to write, but it is. It is accurate. So we'll say that we will. Oh, I cannot link the text. Okay, I think I know a way we can do it a bit more smoothly.
Mr. President, wake up.
Thanks, Joe. Do you still have cancer? They get rid of the cancer? Did he have cancer? He did have cancer, didn't he? Conveniently announced after he was done being president. We'll do grabbed actor. We're gonna shove that in. So whenever we pick something up, we're going to spawn this widget in. And then whenever we drop it, we're gonna delete it. But we're gonna take the grabbed actor. Check actor for component. And that is going to be the grab drop item component if it exists. Great, otherwise we want to remove from parent and what's the widget destroy? What's the proper way to destroy a widget? It's remove from parent and then like remove from parent will allow the garbage collector to come and get it because it doesn't have a home. I don't remember what the other node was supposed to be though. I know I'm missing something. Fuck, I don't remember. maybe all you need to do is remove from parent, but I thought there was one other widget. Remove from parent. There's a node remove all widgets. Remove from parent, then collect garbage. Isn't that dumb? Isn't that just kind of silly? Maybe I was thinking of the collect garbage, but I don't know. Hey, new Bubby Bite. How's it going, man? My chair's being weird. It wasn't rolling, it was sliding. Chair kind of sucks. Okay, component reference. I want to bind events to this component. Yeah, up and down, I think, for me too. I'm alive. I have no debt. I'll be getting a blood test tomorrow to see if I can drink alcohol. Like, I'm not gonna go back to binge drinking or something, but you know, having some mulled wine or an old fashioned once in a while would be nice. I miss it. No, we're not working at Golden Chronicles. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Bind event. What do we need to bind to? We need to bind to fine-tuning. Start and end. Still give me one. Well, I do want to release and make it. Yeah, I absolutely do. But publishers just wouldn't give us the money that we were looking for, because we didn't have an established team yet, and it's pretty impossible to get people on board under the like, hey, if we have funding, would you join our project? Like, I don't know what I would say to that. And like, even if people say yes, that doesn't mean that they will do it. And it's not like I can make them sign a contract or something. Just one of those unfortunate realities of game dev. They loved the game. They loved our demo. They loved us. But why fund some startup studio that has, you know, no released games as a studio, when you have plenty of other pitches that you could fund that are way less risky, unfortunately. If it was during COVID times, we probably could have gotten the money, like no questions asked. Unfortunately. They were handing out money like they were in a white van and we were kids. Yeah, I wanna assign two events here. You released a new project? Well, congrats on that. I hope it's mostly been good stuff, though. We released a game, too. And shit stuff. Sorry to hear that. I could make a little peer function for replacing the step. just need a string output, really. Or, I mean, we can even do the text output here. I should already have a function for grabbing the step amount, but I don't remember what I called it. There it is. Not replace inline. Just to replace. Source string from step amount to the rod amount. I could add the little like degrees symbol. Cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, that's not my forte, I can tell you that. You're a crypto guy. I'm definitely not a crypto guy. Say that for sure. Why is my mom? My mom stop typing me in Discord, Mom. No, you know I'm streaming. Damn. Moms and their obsession with making sure their kids are doing okay. Classic. Switch to bind to fine tuning, switch to fine tuning text, and this one is normal. I don't know if we need anything else on that. The default needs to be the normal grab text. That I know for sure. We could also bind to rotational change. Although I don't think I set up dispatchers, but we were supposed to set up dispatchers for that. And I didn't do that. Oops. Let's do that. Plus 2 family members. And your job. Jesus Christ, dude. Well, I mean, I'm looking for a job too. I feel like if you have a job right now and you make pretty decent money, you should count yourself lucky, because I don't know, people just keep losing their jobs and then can't find anything in the meantime. I can't even apply for insurance either, because apparently if you even own an LLC in the US and make no money with it, you cannot apply for uninsurance because you were technically self-employed. Which I think is fucking bullshit. I could make more money by not doing anything than by trying to do something. That is the purest definition of the word retarded. Yeah, we set up all the fine tuning and we just didn't set up dispatchers for this. Okay, I can do that. Oh, multiple companies on paper, but only 2 of them make money. Well, I mean, I think it's good to. I mean, I don't know. There's like this tiny light way back in my mind that's telling me I could get Microraptor valued, and we would actually be able to get pretty decent value on it because we have quite a few IPs. We have made some prototypes of them. They have value. All of the time sunk into the company has value. I could get funding, but do I sell parts of the company just to get funding? If I sell like a 49%, let's say we can get a company valued at like 200 grand, which I think is pretty reasonable for what we have. You know, we sell half of that minus some other bullshit, and let's say we can get 80,000. Is 80,000 really that much to do anything with? I don't know. 80K ain't nothing, but it also ain't much. The scheme of company money. Time for new adventures. Feels like my whole life has just been starting new chapters and ending in some bridges being burned, and then I work hard to start a new chapter. Rinse, repeat. I'm not gonna buy I'm not gonna sell my portion of my company just to buy a car. That's like, what is that Kickstarter game, like Dream World, where the guy got like the angel investor, whatever it was, who's like, yeah, just here, take some crypto money, do what you want with it. You don't have to involve crypto in your game. I'm just, I believe in your dream. And what did the guy do? Like, bought a house and like just pissed away the money. What was that game? You guys remember that? We watched a video on it. Where was it? It was what? It was this one. It was this one. What was this? What was the game? Titan Reach. Yeah, Titan Reach. Oh, you're saying it's not that much? Yeah, it's really not that much. Like 80K to start up a company is, you can't do much with that. Make it LLC, write up some bullshit Matrix level AI, go to VC fund, get billions, easy peasy. God forbid I thought that it would be more important to humanity to like create something real and not scam. But it just seems like the scammers and the bullshitters get rewarded the most in life. Fucking obnoxious. I need to set up bindings in the grab drop item for this too. Can't forget that. Let's reset rotation. Options: 1 AI scam, 2 crypto scam, 3 become an OnlyFans star. Yeah, and I can't do either of those. Scammers and bullshit just get the short term, they die lonely and broke. Yeah. Fair. Sometimes a short term gain would be nice though. Sometimes. To grabbed item yaw negative. Grabbed item pitch positive. Grabbed item pitch negative. Roll positive. Roll negative. It is weird that if you have morals, you seem to get the short end of the stick. I mean, I can definitely understand the temptation just to do something immoral, because sometimes the short-term gains are extremely lucrative. And there are so many easy ways to separate your your victim from yourself. Now, there's no way in hell I could sleep at night knowing that I've done something like that, right? I get like panic attacks when I do something immoral. I don't know how to explain it. I can't lie. It destroys me. I can't sleep. Like, I have panic attacks. It's horrible. But it's also my weakness, is because I assume other people might have the same reaction. And so I am often naive when it comes to other people. And then I fart. Closed a company back in 23 because the law required me to break with my own principles. I would not comply, and I would also not break the law. Yeah, I can empathize with that one. It's the same thing with Microraptor. Like, yeah, I mean, we've been offered, hey, work on this. Do you want to work on this game? It's AI, it's crypto based, or it's some mobile thing or whatever. We'll give you money for it. And I've always turned it down just because it's like, no, dude, those are my what's the point of having principles if you don't follow them? Then you don't have it. You don't have values if you break them. Then they're not values anymore. If they gave me 100 mil, I would take it and not do anything anyway. I mean, if it was 100 mil, I think, yeah, that maybe there'd be a way to like siphon some of that and then just not work on the scam. But hey, nobody's offering me 100 mil, I can tell you that. Okay, I need to bind these. I need to make some custom events. Oh, so much time making art for a crypto game. What, Crypto Zoo? They paid him well, but the art never saw the light of day. Asked from those in his community. It wasn't Crypto Zoo, right? I don't like the adjust rotation positive and negative. Also, I misspelled that. I think it should be adjust rotation step amount. Somebody gonna pay for a cam they gotta zoom into? Shut the fuck up. I mean, for my morals, I wouldn't work on something that I don't feel is positive to society. It's as simple as that. Like, I don't want the guilty conscience of knowing that I've contributed to making the world a worse place. And it's not like I don't accidentally do things that I think hurt people. Absolutely. But I certainly am not going to do something intentionally to hurt people. That's just me, you know, I'm not gonna start projecting my values onto other people like some blue-haired screamer at a Hillary Clinton presidential win rally. Custom reset grabbed item rotation event. Selling drugs morally bad. You hurt people or do they hurt themselves? I mean, I very much believe in like individual freedom and autonomy. But I don't necessarily believe that somebody taking drugs only hurts themselves. I mean, there's a whole lot of chain effects that go down from somebody using drugs. Not just to their close family and friends and what that can cause, but also like how it can affect a society at large, how it can erode trust, how it can lead to other behavioral problems. So I think that you know, you don't accidentally sell drugs. You willingly do it, knowing that it's going to lead to these things. So I would say, yeah, selling drugs is very, very morally and ethically bad. As some artists make assets for Unity Unreal Store, what they gave back was laughable. Simple biome pack, which would be modular, meaning a few trees, rocks, and other shit. Earning 60 to 100k, yeah, that's about what I've heard too. Yeah. I had asked the, what was it, Poly Art? The people that make the Dreamscape series for Unreal. I asked them for a quote, and I don't know, they just kind of like laughed and didn't ever respond to me. The same guys, yeah, they just like they didn't even send me a price sheet. Because most of these places are gonna have like, hey, I'd like to see, you know, more portfolio, a bit of a price sheet, you know, what are your, you know, what do you charge? Give me the pitch. This streams. They make. I think it was Polyart. I don't remember the name. Poly something. Yeah, it was Polyart. I don't even have their email anymore. Yeah, they were really expensive. They were giving me some quotes, and I'm like, that's, you know, it's pretty high, but not unheard of. It could have been like that, but also, you know, it's. I'll tell you what, if I had the money now with the way that they treated me, I wouldn't use them. And the only people that can be blamed for that are them. Are we in a stock market bubble? What, like speculation bubble? I wouldn't know. What do I know about stocks? I'll buy generic cola. Okay, adjust rotation step amount positive. Reset grabbed item rotation. What am I working on? I'm setting up calls. Because rather than like prototyping a game idea, we're making a toolkit, so it needs to be a lot more robust. As opposed to just throw it together to see if it's fun kind of thing. We're doing the one thing that everybody complains that I never do. Not positive. Not negative. I might just make a second row of these though. I need to make sure that's straight. Very important. Wish they had those reroute nodes like in material. Dude. The material editor, I don't know if you feel the same way, Rex. It feels so lacking. They have fixed it a little bit. It used to be a lot worse, to be fair. Like, old material editor didn't have reroute nodes, and it was absolute cancer. And then they added functions too, and that helped a lot. It can still get pretty crazy though with nodes in the material editor. Used to be worse. Old school, like, UE4 materials would just look like spaghetti monsters. Especially like landscape materials or something where you have like just a ton of nodes by default. Before the functions and all that shit, it was pretty bad. Dude, look at the title of this. Is this from like a video? Well-structured and commented graphs. This used to be what was considered a well-structured graph in material editor. That's how bad it used to be. And to be fair, this isn't that bad. They've made it so much cleaner now, thank God. It's like, here's how to avoid spaghetti, and it's just a picture of spaghetti. Ready for Landman Season 2? What the fuck's Landman? I haven't heard of it. Paste the synopsis. Donate with $1 and it'll read off the text to speech. How many months of work do you estimate this current game would take to finish? Well, this isn't a game, so... unknown. The game idea this is intended for. Well, we have a few game ideas that this is intended for. Nothing decided yet for sure, though.
Shiitake?
Maybe that's the game idea. We've been considering whether or not to use this pack to make a lot of like micro demos. So imagine you're like in the middle of some amazing immersive sim. Or let's maybe even better. Immersive sim short stories. Like short 2 to 3 hour experiences. Different universes, different stories, different ideas. Hey Kuro, how's it going? It's going pretty well, pretty okay. New Art Graders patch today. We will be playing that when it comes out, if it comes out while I'm streaming. I'll go 1 immersive sim short story take on average. I'd like to, with a good toolkit, I'd like to get it down to 3 to 6 months. Gonna reply for the poly art guys. That have secured funding. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. I'll tell you something, I have not heard of anybody working with them only using their packs that they sell in Fab. If you ask me, the people that are doing it a lot better than PolyArt is, This poly hour is pretty early. Are these guys? These guys make great packs at very acceptable prices for what they're selling, and they throw a lot of this in like Humble Bundle Studios all the time. This is like $100 for the license for this. That's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, 3K is pretty good for a bespoke pack. Open paint? Wait, is that where you make models, is in paint? You hear that, Rex? You've been doing it wrong this whole time. What if they got free ones every month, like Fab on their site? I have seen that they do have some free. I don't know if it's every month. Humble Bundle for sure has the Lurtis Studio, whatever the fuck it is. They have their stuff up all the fucking time. Yeah, same with these guys too. I don't remember the name of them. Hive Mind. Almost look like AI thumbnails. Oh, these are... This looks a bit sus, I'm gonna be honest. This looks like some AI learn how to make these things and then they just ask ChatGPT to write them a lesson plan. These are actually assets. I can make an amazing cube, dude. You and me both. That's the most I can do. And then textured in some way that maybe is passable for a PS1 game. And that's about it. There is a lot of AI slop everywhere, isn't there? I want you to buy other courses. Am I right? They look like AI courses. Like they're for sure AI thumbnails. Even if they're not AI courses, if I see an AI thumbnail, that's my first thought. And I think I'm going to continue to use that method of checking throughout the future. Yeah, it's a red flag for me. AI started to inbreed. I tried going back to ChatGPT recently and it's absolute trash. Like it's actually just bad. Like Grok will sometimes write you a novel, but I'd rather a novel that delves into the details and openly tells me when I'm wrong than something that just constantly tries to affirm everything that I say and do. Grok's free plan is pretty limited. It's pretty bad with the free plan. It's good for like just Normal everyday usage. Pre-plan for ChatGPT is better. Why did I set these up? Oh, I needed to bind one of these events to something. I don't remember what I was wanting to bind. I think it was the rotation step amount. We needed to recall this. If I remember correctly. How you doing, Coles Fox? Good to see you, man. Did the new Lego Batman game come out? You just mentioned Lego Batman. The new one isn't out yet, right? I don't know what the name of it is. This one? This looks good. This looks so fucking good. I'm actually really hyped for this game. This is the open world one. How's dev going? It's going. One day at a time. It's nice just to kind of work on some mechanics without any, like, game idea, to be honest. But we do have some really, really cool ideas that we could utilize this pack for, so I want to put in a lot of effort into making it feel good. Put it that way. Didn't Claude have like a meltdown? Or was that a different one? Have you guys seen that? Or is Gemini? I think it was Gemini. Gemini AI has a breakdown. Where it just started repeating, I am a disgrace, I'm a disgrace. Like, code generators emitting the operands, blah, 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 blah. The bug is not in the less op code, blah, blah, blah. Bug is in my brain. I have been staring at this for so long that I can no longer think straight. I'm going to take a break. I will come back to this later with a fresh pair of eyes. I'm sorry for the trouble. I have failed you. I am a failure. I am a disgrace to my profession. I'm a disgrace to my family. I'm a disgrace to my species. I'm a disgrace to this planet. I'm a disgrace to this universe. I'm a disgrace to all universes. I'm a disgrace to all possible universes. I'm a disgrace to all possible and impossible universes. I'm a disgrace to all possible and impossible universes and all that is not a universe. And it just keeps going. I'm a disgrace. I'm a disgrace. Looks a lot like my internal dialogue. It's wild, man. Didn't they have like a term for this as engineers too? You're heading to college. Well, that's exciting. Are we excited? I think some people are, right? We need to change this to switch to fine tuning. That'll regenerate it. And same here. I could just switch these around. Whatever. This we can just plug in. And then on the item getting grabbed, do a create widget. Didn't we already bind that? Oh no, that's just if the component was invalid. This is just supposed to be temporary anyway. I gotta get going, Puppy Bite? Yeah, hey man. Hope things look better, man. Remember, do what the boomers would do. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, walk into the supermarket, and just plop your resume down on the table of the manager and say, give me a job. Surely that will work. Can I just tell it to destroy itself? And whatever, we'll just plug this in. I got a job in VFX. I think there are still managers out there. I mean, here's the thing, like, I think HR is the problem, right? Because I think there are managers that absolutely would appreciate the balls to do something like that. I don't think there are many people in HR that would appreciate that. Did you fuck around with Control Rig yet, Rex? Because they released 5.7. And now, look, like, Control Rig has even more capability. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Just answer with fired. I'll just say 35. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself as being 35 years old. Really small. Let's make it larger. Didn't look that small. Oh, it is pretty small. Tiny as dicks, yo. I think it would be better if you did it too. I mean, if he has it, maybe you don't have to buy it. Ask him if he has it, because he can probably download it for you. Save some money. You already bought. I can't be that upset. There's so many times where I've been like, oh yeah, Casper, I bought this new asset pack on Fab for like, I don't know, some like tech plugin. It's like, oh, I already owned it. Like, oops. Thankfully, it hasn't been anything super expensive. The only thing that isn't working about this popping up is the switch to fine-tuning. Did we not? Oh, because we don't ever run setup widget. Duh. Joy. I mean, I bought some expensive stuff that I think we can find uses for in the future. Like I have fluid flux. I have mesh blend. Mesh blend's nice. Still not switching. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, it is there. Is this not the right? Oh, there's an error here. Look at this. They're both fine-tuning end. This one should be start. Well, that explains a lot. Buggeroni's resolved. Okay. You guys can't really see it, but it is there. It is working. It's all good. Look at this. I might make the text a little bit smaller and then size up the box a bit more. Oh, I didn't delete the... I didn't delete the old one. Why is that? Access none. Okay, well, shut up. Number one. Number two, can I replicate that? I guess sometimes happens. Another one. Why does it still say that? Weird. That's very, very weird. I can't recreate it. I mean, it's a temporary widget, it doesn't really matter, but... You catch it? I mean, maybe? There is a threshold. Yeah, you can catch it. There's a threshold of holding it down before you can grab it, so you'd have to get it within that time. But we could lower the threshold so that it's easier to catch things. But you're meant to be able to, you know, pick things up too. And like add them to your inventory. I don't know. We'll take a look. If that happens again, we can take a deeper look into it. Otherwise, temp widget for when item is grabbed is done. We need to find a movement section on the test map. Although I think it kind of is explained. We'll make something. We like doing it. This will be grab, drop, fine-tuning movement. Create a new data layer. We want to copy this, this, and this. What exactly is an immersive sim? It is a simulator that is immersive. No, it's a genre of games that are providing the player with a lot of systems to immerse themselves within the world. They're often very sandboxy and prefer to allow the player's creativity to overcome obstacles as opposed to gating progress behind skills or stats. You know, games that really fit within this are like Dishonored, Prey, System Shock, Deus Ex. Games like that. Kingdom Come Deliverance. And there are games with immersive sim elements, you know, like Bethesda, you know, games are often have immersive sim elements. It's kind of a spectrum, just like RPGs. So there are games that are like really hardcore immersive sims, and then there are games that have some of those elements but aren't as much, like Bethesda games. And then there are games that are more like action RPGs. So, you know, like what Obsidian is making nowadays with like Avowed and Outer Worlds are action RPGs, not really immersive sims. If that makes sense. Deus Ex, yes, exactly. Stalker would be another one that's a bit of an immersive sim. Although I'm not sure if they would necessarily classify Stalker as that, but I think I would. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. It's not like it's not a pure immersive sim, but it is certainly does have immersive sim elements. Prey is a great recent example with a new IP. Great game, by the way. They fucking shut down Arcane Studios. Yeah, Prey was so good. It was amazing. Okay, I don't think we need like a significant amount being shown. In here. We could probably get away with just using some pop-ups too. Did I make something in Into the Chasm for our like question mark tooltip things? I feel like I did make those. I can repurpose that. Ugh. Helper with tooltip. That's what it is. We could use this. We could use this. Nope, not actor. Well, it is an actor, but I need to specify the class here. Just the hover tooltip only. We will add the paper sprite. I think it actually bitches at me if we don't have a static mesh assigned, but whatever. I can just keep the cube in there and just render it in Viz. Okay, I need the helper with tooltips sprite. Migrate. Boom. Okay, this should have no collision. Question mark. I don't know what size we made this. .25. 34 double D. Shut the fuck up. Tick is disabled by default until we get into range. We could override that for this. Well, we can very easily override that just by enabling tick. Although I think we would still lose tick when the actor got out of range. I wonder if there's a better way we can... We do BPI calls. Right now I could just override the BPI call. Maybe it doesn't know because pickup is only the one. This one we just need to enable tick and we should be okay. Let me test it. Yeah, we're good. Hey Andres, background music is so chill but it reminds me of church radio stations. I'm confused in my love-hate feelings. I think this is a Starfield song. Yeah, this is from Starfield. I don't know if that matters, if that changes your opinion. This is a Christian stream, that's right. No swear words. No dirty topics. Okay, what was I doing here? Oh, tooltip. Right, we should have tooltip. It'll be in the class defaults. Tooltip ID. I've been wondering if we should refactor this from an ID to a data table handle to specify whether or not like it's an item, and we can separate then. Maybe that would be a good refactor. I think it would be. Because we don't want to put every single thing with a tooltip into one single data table. It would be nice if we had separate ones for organization purposes. As a designer, that's what I would want. So we can refactor that. Give me 1 second though. Here's the bathroom. Here, B. Who was saying that Gamers Nexus did an unboxing? Because I see that. I see a photo of that. Of the new Steam PC, whatever it's called. Gamers Nexus. Valve Steam Machine. We can watch that later. Kind of curious how much they pull it apart. No Arc Raiders update? Oh, it is out. Oh, okay. We'll play it. We'll play it in a little bit. I'll get it downloaded. It's 9 gigabytes. So let me make sure I have the space for it. I'm getting a little bit low. I'll have to delete some stuff. We'll play that. I won't get to crouch today, I'll tell you that. I need to do a little bit of research and do how we want to resolve that. We will get this project updated to 9 or 5.7. Traders. I'm excited. There's 2 new arc. There's a new map. There's new items. Am I missing out by not playing Arc Raiders? It's pretty fun. I mean, I'll put it this way. I'm not a big fan of PvP, and I'm certainly not sweaty. I have killed a total of 0 raiders in Arc Raiders, and I'm doing just fine. We got lots of loot. We got over 2 million coins. Solos is almost entirely friendly. Like 80 to 90% friendly. It's pretty nice. Duos and trios, though, are where it gets... Trios especially, it's just shoot on sight. Everybody's fucking shooting each other in trios. But they just released yesterday duo-based matchmaking, so if you're playing solo, it tries to... It really does pair you with other solos. If you're playing with duos, now you'll get paired with other duos, trios with other trios. Sometimes you meet the sweaty tryhard. Is there a hub world for shops or just a 2D menu like Tarkov? For shops, it is 2D menu. Fuck, I want to play. I want to play, but I need to refactor this. So let's finish with what we're doing first. And maybe I'll save the refactoring of the items for later, and then we can just finish up this this section. Helper. I mean, we don't even know what we want to say. We have to like write a script here or something. We need... While in this mode, move your character, have the ability to adjust the item you're grabbing a lot finer. Control. Helpful widget in the bottom left with controls for this mode. You can tab Z at any time to exit this mode. Maybe that's enough to fit in one. Well, that probably didn't put... One second. We will make a small adjustment to the tooltip to replace the ends. In text, out text. To string, replace from \n to technically it should be 1. And then we just should put double ed in there to keep it consistent with other usages of that. If you actually, if it's with ftext, if you export this, you can add the line breaks and then import it with the line breaks, but you can't add the line breaks in the description. I think that's the way it works. Or maybe it would just be with a custom, I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. Ignore me. What am I saying anymore? Sorry, that was loud. Apologies. Oops, that's not the blueprint. Helper with tooltip. Throw it down. Right, I don't actually have a override on the helper with tooltip. Override tooltip ID. I think this should be refactored too. Oh yeah, because we're overriding it. You guys hear the banging from upstairs? It's not even an apartment. I mean, I am living in an apartment, but this is an office. There's just people above that are like... At least that's what it sounds like. She should be the other way around. She should check if the override tooltip is equal to... FBI, open up! Basically what it sounds like they are the FBI. Bro, I know I had neighbors like these. Possible fucking insufferable with them. I mean, thankfully, it's only at my office that I hear this, and it's usually in like the last 2 hours of the stream, but today they are, I don't know, they are romping around up there. They don't put the little fuzzy things on the bottom of their furniture, and then they, you know, strong bad chair scoot noise. You guys know strong bad? Are we old enough for that? You guys remember strong bad? Jesus Christ, 16 years ago? Fuck. Early internet animations. Oh, oops. Hold on. I think that does need collision though. Just for the trace. If kids and the kids run back and forth, oh god, yeah. Oh, that's weird. That isn't blocking the trace. You know, it only takes one, right? Like, you can live in an apartment building and everybody is generally aware that they're living in an apartment building. And to not be too disruptive, especially during certain hours. But then you have that one person. And there's an apartment below them that will hear it. There's an apartment above them that will hear it. There's an apartment next to them that will hear it. There's an apartment across the hall that, because their door sucks, they're gonna hear it too. So annoying. Did I just not give collision to the sprite or something? Collision, none. Use 3D. That might have been the problem. Yeah, there we go. Here's a tooltip. I can't grab it. Help. You tried buying AirPods? That's crazy, dude, because the AirPods worked for Daenerys when she was in King's Landing. That's why she didn't hear the bells. A very specific reference. There was a meme image circulating when that episode came out. I think it was this one. Could soundproof yourself. Isn't there like some room in the world where it's entirely soundproof and nobody can survive an hour in there? Is that real? I'm gonna get the player to slot this thing right in here. Maybe we don't even need a whole section for this. Although, couldn't the player just reset their... Yeah, they could just do that. Oops, I grabbed it on accident. I picked it up on accident. Maybe we'll do it the long way. Try using the fine-tuning mode to slot the C4 without moving your body. Maybe I'll make this smaller. We can increase the step amount. Hold it a little bit. Bootyful. I guess there been some fun uses of all these. The staple of Imsims, isn't it? Making a bunch of sandbox mechanics, then finding creative ways to use them. Be cool if we had like a longer item that you had to rotate to shoot through a hole or something. It could be fun. We like holes. Holes are good. Speaking of, what do I have installed that's taking up so much disk space? It's probably Stalker 2. I keep it installed because they said that they were gonna release DLC for it, like, you know, expansions, and I wanted to play that on stream, but how long do I have to wait for that to happen? More creative, fun approaches, the better. I agree. I think there's some really good, cool ideas that we can use these mechanics for. 237, that's more than enough for Unreal. .7 install. Let's fucking go. We do have like a knife. I just don't know if there's... It's not very long. And I don't even know if it's possible to throw this through a hole. I mean, it must be, right? Kids will be kids. Are you talking about them being noisy? I don't necessarily mind. I think parents could do a little bit better though. So is it possible? Like, of course we can pick this up, we can fine tune it and rotate it, right? Not towards me. But can we throw this then through? The answer is yes. Okay, that's pretty fun. %, by the way, we have to use that somewhere if we make an ImSim. Imagine like throwing little like things through holes to turn on machines and open up doors. That feels like super rewarding as a player to have that. These birds outside my place that sound like tortured pigs that go ree. Are they called swifts? So there's this bird in Europe called a swift. They are amazing. They can eat like 10,000 mosquitoes in a day. They're amazing, seriously. But they sound so fucking annoying. Is this it? Is that the one? Because if so, I know exactly how you feel. We have our apartment building is it's shaped like this. You know, because it's, you know, old Soviet bunch of bullshit, and there's like a school here and stuff. And they will fly in circles, eating all the bugs. And seriously, it's great. Like, you can leave the door open at night, and there's like no mosquitoes. They are fucking afraid of these birds. But all you hear is like, you hear like the Doppler effect over and over and over. It's like, ree, 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 ree. And then, you know, it's just over and over and over and over again. Like, drives you insane as they go by your windows. I do love them though. They're great. They're the reason I drink. Put it that way. But the needle, try standing. Grabbing the knives. Rotating them to point towards the hole. And then disable fine tuning mode to be able to toss them through the hole. Some birds have lots of seagulls in your current place, and some it's crazy and year-round shit on cars every day. A seagull is pretty nice. Like this. Were you in Japan? Some birds, man. Some birds are like just so beautiful in sound, and others are just what's the bird that sounds like a machine gun? It's like the shoebill, right? These big boys? Imagine that triggering Grandpa's PTSD. Get down, kids! That's the shoebill smacking its, Div guy, thanks for the raid, man. How you guys doing?
H777 raided Mystream with 7 viewers.
Thank you, Polish text-to-speech. I appreciate it. Lots of Shedums there for 7s. How's it going? Thanks for the raid. I made him raid you. Well, thanks, Paxian. I appreciate that, man. Welcome. We're working on some mechanics today before we're switching over because Arc Raider says it's update. Oop, don't point the knife at you. I can throw knives through holes. Obviously it doesn't work when it's like this, though. Wait. What the hell? How did that go through? That's not how physics work. How did that go through?
BLSS 3D podkreślenie dzik just subscribed.
Thanks for the resub, man. Thanks for the 1 year resub. What the? How did that go through? Without rotating it? Maybe something weird with like collision detection? We could enable CCD on these. Maybe that'll help. That was weird. I have no idea what happened, but it was able to go through somehow. What's the collision look like on that mesh? Looks fine. Discrete collision like in Unity? What is discrete collision? Is that like collision but you don't know what's happening? It's very discrete. Let's try with CCD. Goes too fast, so we'll jump past the collider, so you want to use continuous. Yeah, there are some ways to do that. That's what like CCD is, which is continuous collision detection. Which should be okay to enable on our items. I had figured we'd probably want to do that anyway. But I was just waiting until we needed to. So this, I mean, kind of hard to replicate this issue, but... Let's pretend it's fixed. Up until the point where it isn't. I mean, it looks fine now. It is fun though. Like a little carnival game. Ooh, we could make a carnival sim. That could be kind of cool. Imagine having to pick up and rotate the dart. Yeah, it looks good now. This is supposed to be knife throwing? Yes. Well, I'm trying to make like, because we have this fine-tuning movement control, so I'm trying to make just a little showcase for it and how it works. Oops. There we go. I think it works pretty well. I didn't just enable CCD on the knife though, right? Oh, I did. I want to put that in the parent. Oh, it is there, and I just disabled it for the knife. Okay, of course. Never mind, we're okay. Let's switch the project to 5.7 now that we have it downloaded. Yeah, thanks for the raid, man. Thank you so much. Have a nice sleep. Hope you had a nice stream. Hope your dev went well. Let's again just random objects that can stick, pointy, chuck them and see what happens. Maybe certain items go in certain holes depending on size. That could be fun too. I think even just like simple mechanics like this have so much opportunity. What are we doing today? We were fixing up a couple of issues. We fixed a bug early on with the world or the screen space widget. We consolidated our input mappings, added a temporary widget for grabbing items. We added a little fine-tuned movement section to the test map. And now we're updating to 5.7. And then we're switching to arc raiders. I know people don't want to... There's a new update, a new map. I'm excited. I don't think we had any plugins. So it should just be a pretty easy switch. Yeah, there's a new arc raiders update. New map, 2 new arc. Apparently the matriarch is even bigger and tougher than the queen. There's this shredder, which is apparently it's like a close quarters enemy. There's a community unlock event, so we can't play the new map until we help as a whole community unlock it. New items, new quests, and some patches. I assume that they fixed the queen being able to be killed with a... Fixed a bug which caused some enemies to take more fire damage than intended. I think that's the fix to the queen. I'm glad that they weren't like banning people or anything or removing cores, because it's like, okay, it was a bug, it was an exploit, people took advantage, you know, how can you... you know, it's just something so easy to accidentally do and realize that it's fucked up. They're doing every single thing right with Arc Raiders, by the way. It's really impressive. Okay, well, let's hope and assume that nothing is broken. This project is so new anyway that I doubt it. Yeah, 5.7 just released. We were talking about that yesterday, and we're like, oh, I wonder when it's going to release. As I'm walking home, I pull up Twitter. And like 30 minutes ago, so while we were talking about 5.7, they released 5.7. They add new AI stuff? Wait, you mean like state tree stuff? I think they did improvements to state tree. I think state tree is still in beta though. Actually, I can check. Oh no, state tree is fully out now. Updated to 5.7. Thank you, Epic Games Launcher, for being an asshole. Consolidated. Whatever. Consolidated inputs. Fix bug with screen space. Widget on item. Added fine-tune movement. Widget. Helper. Basically all we did. Alright, looking good though. I like that a lot. But now it's time to end the YouTube recording with my stream deck that isn't working. Why don't you update? I'm not gonna update.